But as I've said, his investigation will continue. It's not going to stop because of the election. What happens after the election may depend on who wins the election.
Time for Theraflu.
Joining me right now to discuss this and the upcoming Supreme Court vote is the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Lindsey Graham. Mr. Chairman, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for being here and the election.
Well, I don't know. I've never talked to Mr. Durham. I think he's a very capable, fair-minded prosecutor. But every time you look under one rock, you find something new. We've found in the last 2 or 3 days that the Russian subsource was actually suspected by the FBI of being a Russian spy all the way back to 2009. They never told the FISA court that. I'll be shocked if nobody's charged with a crime at the FBI or the Department of Justice for misleading the FISA court. The FISA application given to the FISA court completely misrepresented the subsource, who he was and what he said, and all the exculpatory information collected was never given to the court. That's a breach of duty by DOJ and the FBI to the court. So I'll be shocked if nobody is not charged with some kind of crime in defrauding the court, but that's up to Mr. Durham.
All right, I want to get back to this. I want to ask you about your upcoming testimony that you're going to be getting from Jim Comey on Wednesday, and also what else is in the books. But let me first ask you about Amy Coney Barrett. What is your timeline, sir, in terms of the next moves, a confirmation process? Walk us through the Supreme Court nomination.
It's glitching like a motherfucker.
So we'll start on October the 12th, and more than half of the Supreme Court justices who've had hearings were done within 16 days or less. So we'll start on the 12th of October. We'll have a day of introduction. We'll have 2 days of questioning, Tuesday and Wednesday. And on the 15th, we'll begin to mark up. We'll hold it over for a week, and we'll report her nomination out of the committee on October 22nd. Then it will be up to Senator McConnell as to what to do with the nomination once it comes out of committee.
So McConnell has to schedule a floor vote then in order to actually get the confirmation before the election?
Yes, but I will give him the nomination through the committee. We'll have a full, fair hearing. And let me say this, Democrats try to destroy Judge Barrett at their own peril. Their base is going nuts. They've raised $300 million, Act Blue has, since the passing of Justice Ginsburg. I'm being outraised 2-1. Every Republican running the Senate's being hit hard with all this money coming from Act Blue. So if you want to help me, LindseyGraham.com, $5 or $10 goes a long way. But the money shows the energy, and every Democratic senator is going to be under tremendous pressure to destroy Judge Barrett, and they do so at their own peril. I think the American people will not tolerate this fine nominee to be mistreated like Justice Kavanaugh was.
So, well, that's what I was going to say. Are you expecting the kind of fight that we saw over Judge Kavanaugh? I remember Senator Kamala Harris was among those poking back at Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah. Well, so Maria, the pressure on these people on the Democratic side is enormous. Look at what they're saying about President Trump. Look at what they're saying about Judge Barrett. She's an incredibly capable, well-qualified judicial nominee, somebody you would expect a Republican to nominate to the court. The storylines about her religion are already starting. The one thing I can tell every American, we have a constitutional provision that prevents your religious choice being used against you if you're nominated to the Supreme Court or any other position in the government, and that's a good thing. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I know the amount of money coming in since the death of Justice Ginsburg tells me there's a lot of energy out there to take out Judge Barrett. Help me and others, LindseyGraham.com. I hate keep saying that, but the money is just overwhelming. The bottom line here is they're under a tremendous amount of pressure.
Lots of money,
but after Kavanaugh, let me say this: after Kavanaugh, they try to destroy Judge Barrett at their own peril.
Keep begging for money,
your upcoming
motherfucker.
testimony that you're going to get from Jim Comey. You're going to hear from Comey in a public hearing on Wednesday. Look, I've got to ask you right out, Senator, is this, I mean, look, he can just in a public hearing say, I can't talk about that.
That's from North Carolina, too.
That's classified. So I mean, sometimes I look at public
Texas
hearings and say, this is just a sham. I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Are you really going to solicit information from Jim Comey Wednesday?
Well, he can't say that something's classified when it's been declassified. The information we received from Barr and Christopher Wray, and Attorney General Barr and Director Wray have been very helpful to me to get information out of the system. Durham had the first look at the fact that the primary subsource was suspected by the FBI of being a Russian agent. Yeah, I'm going to ask Jim Comey, did you know that the man who put the dossier together for Christopher Steele was a suspected Russian spy on the payroll of the Democratic Party? If you knew that, why didn't you tell the court? Did you know that the Russian subsource was interviewed by your own agents in January and March of 2017, and he disavowed the dossier as being reliable bar talk and hearsay? And if you knew that, why didn't you tell the court? Because in April of 2017, you signed a warrant where none of this was in there. I'm going to ask him that, and I don't know, there's nothing classified about that. That's in the Hurwitz report.
There is also breaking news in terms of who else you got to agree to come speak with you.
Yeah.
Tell me who else you're expecting.
The number 2, McCabe, is coming on October the 6th. I'm very glad he is. I'm negotiating with Strzok. I want to bring in Mr. Barnett, the man who said that there was no there in the Flynn case. Mr. Barnett was the agent in charge of investigating General Flynn for any suspected